Elliot had always felt like a drifter, moving from one job to the next, never quite sure of where he belonged. At 30 years old, he was working at a small bookstore in a quiet town, yet every day felt like it passed without meaning. He watched customers come and go, some eager to find their next read, others merely browsing, but they all had somewhere to be, something to strive for. Elliot, however, felt like a passenger in his own life, drifting without direction, yearning for something more but unsure of what that could be. One autumn evening, as Elliot was closing the shop, he noticed an elderly man lingering by the philosophy section. He had deep wrinkles, kind eyes, and a posture that suggested he had carried the weight of many years, yet he stood with a quiet grace. Elliot hesitated before approaching. "Sir, we're closing soon. Is there something I can help you find?" he asked politely. The old man turned to him and smiled, his gaze steady and knowing. "Perhaps. Or maybe you are the one who is meant to find something." Elliot was taken aback. "Excuse me?" "Tell me," the man continued, placing a book back on the shelf. "Do you feel like you are living or merely existing?" Elliot felt his breath hitch. How could this stranger see through him so easily? The old man chuckled at Elliot's silence. "I once felt lost too. For years, I searched for my purpose, thinking it had to be something grand. But purpose isn't always found in the extraordinary. It often lies in the small moments, in the ways we touch others' lives without even realizing." Elliot furrowed his brows. "And how do you find that?" The old man smiled and handed Elliot a small, tattered notebook. "Write down the things that bring you joy, no matter how small. Keep track of the things that make your heart beat a little faster, that make you lose track of time. Purpose isn't found, it's uncovered." With that, the old man walked out of the bookstore, leaving Elliot holding the notebook, his fingers tracing the worn cover. There was something oddly comforting about it, as if it had been waiting for him all along. That night, Elliot sat at his desk, staring at the blank pages. He had never kept a journal before, but he decided to give it a try. He wrote about the smell of old books, the sound of rain against the window, the way a child's face lit up when they found a story they loved. For weeks, he continued filling the pages, realizing patterns in his joy. Slowly, Elliot started embracing those small joys. He began recommending books more passionately to customers, started writing short stories, and even volunteered to read at the local library's children's hour. He found himself waking up excited, no longer weighed down by the uncertainty of his path. It wasn't a sudden revelation, but a gentle unfolding, like dawn breaking over the horizon. One day, months later, a mother walked into the store with her daughter. The girl, no older than 10, clutched a book Elliot had recommended. "She hasn't stopped reading since she got this," the mother said, her voice filled with gratitude. "She's even started writing her own stories. You inspired her." Elliot felt a warmth spread through his chest, his heart swelling with an emotion he hadn't known he had been missing. He had spent so long searching for purpose, thinking it had to be something bigger than himself. But maybe, just maybe, purpose was found in the quiet impact we have on others, the stories we tell, the kindness we share, and the love we spread in the smallest of ways. As he watched the little girl excitedly pick out her next book, Elliot smiled, blinking away the sting of unshed tears. He had found his purpose, not in a grand revelation, but in the everyday magic of words and connection. And for the first time in his life, he felt whole. In life, we often feel like drifters, uncertain of our purpose, watching the world move forward while we stand still. But purpose isn't always a grand destination. It's found in the small moments, in the people we touch, and in the stories we create along the way. Sometimes we don't realize the impact we have on others, but even the smallest kindness, a shared word, or a guiding hand can light the way for someone else. So if you ever feel lost, remember this. You are not just passing through life. You are part of it. Keep searching, keep giving, and your purpose will find you in ways you never expected. Because purpose isn't something we chase. It's something we discover when we open our hearts to the world around us.